Jisoo walked through the long white halls of the Space Academy. Her steps were quiet, but her heart beat fast. She did not belong here. Everyone knew it. "Look who it is," the dirt farmer called Taeho from across the hall. His perfect uniform shone under the lights. His father was a big admiral in the fleet. Everyone knew that too. Jisoo kept her eyes down and walked faster. Her own uniform was clean but old. It had been fixed many times. The sleeve edges were getting thin. "Hey, I'm talking to you, Harm girl." Taeho stepped in front of her with his friends Han and Dai. They all came from rich families in the city. They all had the same smirk on their faces. "I need to get to class," Jisoo said softly. Her words still carried her home accent, the one from the small farming colony where she grew up. "Did you hear that accent?" Han laughed. "How did someone like you even get in here?" Jisoo knew how. Test scores. The highest the academy had ever seen, but saying this would only make them mock her more. "Let me pass, please," she said. "Sure, dirt farmer." Taeho moved aside with a fake bow. "Don't want you to be late for class. Maybe today you'll learn how spaceships are different from tractors." Their laughter followed her down the hall. In class, Jisoo sat in the back row. Professor Kim was teaching about alien technology found on the moon of a far planet. "The power source seems to work on principles we don't fully understand," he said, showing a strange device on the big screen. Jisoo felt something stir in her mind. The patterns on the device looked right somehow, like she had seen them before, though she knew she hadn't. Her hand went up without her thinking. "Yes, Jisoo." Professor Kim looked pleased. He was one of the few teachers who called on her. "The flow channels are blocked," she said. "If you turn the inner ring to match the outer pattern, it might start working." The class went quiet. Then someone snickered. "The farm girl is an alien expert now," Taeho whispered loud enough for everyone to hear. Professor Kim frowned at Taeho, then looked back at Jisoo with interest. "That's a very astute observation. How did you know to look for that?" Jisoo felt her face grow hot. "I don't know. It just looks like it should work that way." After class, Professor Kim asked her to stay. "You have a gift, Jisoo," he said. "Your understanding of systems is remarkable. Don't let the others make you hide it." Jisoo nodded, but didn't believe him. A gift wouldn't help her fit in. That night in her small dorm room, Jisoo looked out at the stars. Her room was the smallest in the academy, tucked away in a corner where the heating didn't work well. But it had a window, and that was enough. 3 years ago, she had been helping her parents in the fields under these same stars. Now she was here, training to maybe one day fly among them. If only she could survive the academy first. She touched the cool glass of the window. "One day," she whispered, "they'll see what I can do." Jisoo didn't cry anymore when they mocked her. She had cried enough in her first month here. Now she just worked harder, stayed up later, studied more than anyone. As she turned from the window to her books, an alarm suddenly blared through the academy. "All students report to the main hall immediately," the voice on the speaker said. "This is not a drill." Jisoo grabbed her uniform jacket. Something was happening. Something big. As she rushed out, she didn't know that everything was about to change. The stars she had been looking at moments ago now held something new. Something that had come for all of them. Jisoo ran to the main hall with all the other students. The alarm kept blaring. Her heart beat fast in her chest. The main hall was huge, with tall windows that showed the night sky. All the students stood in neat rows. Teachers and officers rushed around, their faces tight with worry. "What's happening?" someone whispered. Jisoo looked up through the windows. That's when she saw it. A massive shape blocking the stars. It was huge, bigger than any ship she had ever seen in books or videos. It seemed to swallow the sky. "Attention, students." Headmaster Lee stood on the stage, his voice shaking a little. "We have a situation. A ship has entered our orbit. It is not one of ours. The room filled with gasps and whispers. Quiet, the headmaster shouted. We have received a message from the ship. I will play it now. A screen lit up behind him. At first, there was only static. Then a voice came through. It spoke perfect Korean, but something about it felt strange, not human. People of Earth, we are the Na'vi. Your species has been selected for evaluation. Prepare your finest representatives, young ones, those who will shape your future. We will meet them. We will test them. The fate of your world depends on their performance. The message ended. The room stayed quiet for a long time. Then everyone started talking at once. Aliens. Is this real? Are we in danger? Headmaster Lee raised his hands. The council and the military are meeting now. They will decide how to respond. All students return to your rooms until further notice. No one moved. Now, the headmaster shouted. Students began filing out, talking in scared voices. Jisoo stayed near the back of the crowd. As she reached the door, she heard her name. Jisoo, stay a moment. It was Professor Kim. He stood with a group of senior teachers and military officers. He waved her over. Jisoo walked back, feeling everyone's eyes on her. Tae-ho and his friends watched with surprise from the doorway. This is the student I told you about, Professor Kim said to a stern-looking woman in a military uniform, the one with the special insight into alien systems. The woman looked Jisoo up and down. This farm girl. Jisoo felt her face grow hot. Yes, Admiral Park. Her test scores in xenobiology and systems theory are the highest we've ever recorded. Admiral Park didn't look impressed. We need our best to meet these aliens, students who can represent Earth properly, students with the right background and training. With respect, Admiral, Professor Kim said firmly, if these aliens are testing our abilities, not our appearances, Jisoo should be included. The Admiral frowned. The Council wants the children of military leaders and government officials. They want Tae-ho, Han, Jun, and the others. Then add one more, Professor Kim insisted. What harm could it do to include our best technical mind? Before Admiral Park could answer, a junior officer rushed in. Admiral, the aliens have sent more instructions. They specifically ask for diverse representatives, including those who understand complex systems. The Admiral's face tightened. She looked at Jisoo again, this time more carefully. Very well. Jisoo will join the delegation. She turned to Jisoo. Report to Shuttle Bay 3 at 600 hours tomorrow. Pack for an unknown duration. Jisoo nodded, too shocked to speak. As she left the hall, she passed Tae-ho and his friends. Their faces showed disbelief and anger. How did you trick them into picking you? Tae-ho guessed. Jisoo didn't answer. She walked past them with her head high. For the first time since coming to the academy, she didn't feel small. That night, as she packed her few belongings, Jisoo looked again at the alien ship through her window. It hung in the sky like a new moon. Something about its shape caught her eye, a pattern in its design. It seemed familiar somehow, like she had seen it before. Not in classes or books, but somewhere else. Somewhere in her mind. Tomorrow she would board that ship, and nothing would ever be the same again. The shuttle rose through the clouds. Jisoo sat alone, away from the other 5 students. Tae-ho kept glaring at her. Han and Dae whispered and looked her way. The other 2 students, Jun and Mina, just looked scared. Approaching the Na'vi vessel, the pilot said, "Prepare for docking." Jisoo looked out the window. The alien ship was even bigger up close. It was smooth and dark, with strange patterns that seemed to move across its surface. The shuttle entered a large opening in the ship's side. It landed softly in a huge room with walls that glowed with soft blue light. "Everyone stay calm," said Commander Kang, the officer in charge of their group. "Remember your training. You represent Earth now." The shuttle door opened with a hiss. Jisoo felt her heart beating fast as she stepped out behind the others. They stood in a line, just as they had practiced. Her room was silent. Then a door on the far wall slid open. 3 tall beings entered. They walked with strange grace. Their skin glowed with a soft light that changed colors as they moved. They had 2 arms and 2 legs like humans, but they were much taller, with long fingers and large eyes. The being in the middle stepped forward. "I am Subin, captain of this vessel," it said in perfect Korean. Its voice was musical and strange. "We are the Navi. We travel the stars, seeking species worthy of joining the greater community. Your world stands at an important time. You have begun to reach for the stars. Now we must see if you are ready." Commander Kang bowed slightly. "We are honored by your interest in our species." Subin's skin rippled with colors. "Honor is not relevant. This is evaluation. Some species pass. Many fail." The alien's eyes moved along the line of students, stopping on each face. When Subin's eyes reached Jisoo, they stayed there longer. The alien's skin flashed with bright patterns. "Interesting," Subin said. "You will all be tested according to your abilities. Those who succeed will help your species join the Galactic Council. Those who fail," the alien's skin darkened. "Your species will remain alone, confined to your system for another 1,000 years." Taiho stepped forward. "We won't fail," he said confidently. "We are Earth's best." Subin made a sound like wind chimes. It might have been a laugh. "We shall see." The aliens led them deeper into the ship. They walked through halls that curved and twisted in strange ways. Jisoo noticed that the patterns on the walls were similar to the one she had seen on the alien device in Professor Kim's class. They came to a large round room with 6 doors. "Each of you will face your first trial alone," Subin said. "You will be tested on what you know and what you can learn." The other aliens led each student to a different door. Jisoo followed one to the last door on the right. Inside was a small room with a table. On the table sat a strange device. It looked broken, with pieces scattered around it. "Fix it," the alien said. Then it left, closing the door. Jisoo looked at the device. It was like nothing she had ever seen. But again, something about its design felt familiar. She noticed a screen on the wall. It showed the other students in their rooms. They all had different tasks. Taiho was in a combat simulation. Han was talking with a hologram of an alien. The others were solving different problems. On another screen, she could see Subin and other Navi watching all of them. "The farm girl won't last an hour," she heard Taiho's voice say from somewhere. "She'll embarrass us all." Jisoo turned back to the broken device. She took a deep breath and touched one of the pieces. As her fingers met the cool metal, something strange happened. The piece seemed to hum under her touch. Images flashed in her mind. How the device should look, how the pieces fit together. Jisoo began to work, her hands moving as if they knew what to do without her telling them. Outside, Subin watched with growing interest as the farm girl's hands moved with surprising skill across the ancient device. 3 hours passed. Jisoo's hands moved quickly over the alien device. She didn't know how she knew what to do, but each piece seemed to call to her, telling her where it belonged. In the watching room, Subin stood with Commander Kang. "Your other students perform as expected," Subin said. "The boy Taiho shows great skill in combat. Han has good diplomatic sense. But this girl," the alien's skin rippled with bright colors. "She should not be able to do this." On the screen, Jisoo connected the last piece. The device hummed and glowed with soft blue light. "What is that device?" Commander Kang asked. "A power core from an ancient ship," Subin said. "No species has fixed it in less than 3 days of trying. She did it in 3 hours." In her room, Jisoo stepped back from the working device. The door opened and Subin entered. "How did you do this?" the alien asked. Jisoo shook her head. "I don't know. It just made sense to me." Subin studied her for a long moment. "You will join the others now. The group trial begins." Jisoo followed Subin to a large room where the other students waited. Taeho looked tired but pleased with himself. The others showed mixed feelings of pride and worry. You all passed your first trials, Subin announced. Now you must work together. The alien explained their task. They needed to solve a problem involving many alien species with different needs. They had to find a solution that would help all groups without harming any. Taeho will lead, Commander Kang said quickly. Taeho stepped forward with a confident smile. I'll assign roles based on your skills. Han, you handle talking with the alien representatives. Jun and Mina, you work on resource distribution. Dae, you calculate outcomes. He turned to Jisoo. You just stay back and watch. Try not to mess anything up. Jisoo said nothing. She moved to the side as the others began working. On a large screen, a simulation started. It showed 7 alien species arguing over a shared space station. Each had different needs for air, heat, food, and space. Han tried to talk with the alien representatives, using formal diplomatic language. But they didn't respond well. Some seemed angry, others confused. Something's wrong with the simulation, Han said. They're not following normal protocols. Jisoo watched carefully. She noticed patterns in how the aliens moved, in the sounds they made before speaking. Something clicked in her mind. They're using the wrong approach, she thought. But she stayed quiet, remembering Taeho's order to just watch. The simulation got worse. Alarms started to sound as conflicts between the aliens grew. We're failing, Mina said with panic in her voice. Jisoo couldn't stay quiet any longer. Stop, she said softly. No one heard her. Stop, she shouted. Everyone turned to look at her. You're using the wrong approach, Jisoo said. These aliens don't start with talking. They start with listening. What do you mean? Taeho asked with a frown. Look at their movements. They all stand still and silent before they speak. It's a ritual. You have to wait and listen first, then speak. Taeho looked like he wanted to argue, but the simulation was already failing. Fine, he said. We'll try it your way. They reset the simulation. This time, they followed Jisoo's advice. When the alien representatives appeared, the students stood still and silent, waiting. The aliens did the same. After a full minute of silence, the aliens began to move, making small gestures. Now you can speak, Jisoo said, but start by repeating their gestures. Han did as she suggested. The alien representatives relaxed visibly. The talks began to go smoothly. In the watching room, Subin's skin glowed with bright patterns. She understands alien cultural protocols that we didn't program into the simulation, the alien said to another Navi. This should not be possible. After the simulation ended successfully, Subin approached Jisoo in the hallway. How did you know their customs? The alien asked. Jisoo looked confused. I just saw the patterns. Don't you see them too? Subin's skin darkened with strange colors. You are more than you appear, Jisoo of Earth. Much more. 5 days passed on the Navi ship. Each day brought new tests. The Earth students faced puzzles, simulations, and strange challenges. With each test, Jisoo's strange abilities became harder to ignore. She could understand alien systems no one had seen before. She could spot patterns others missed. Even Taeho had stopped telling her to stay out of the way. At night, when the others slept, Jisoo explored the ship. The Navi didn't stop her. In fact, the doors seemed to open for her before she touched them. On the 6th night, Jisoo found a large room full of screens showing different planets. She recognized Earth among them. But there were many others she had never seen. You should not be here, a voice said behind her. Jisoo turned to see Subin watching her with glowing skin. What is this place? Jisoo asked. Our library of worlds, Subin said. Planets we have visited, species we have tested. Jisoo looked closer at the screens. Each planet had notes beside it. Words like failed, resources collected, and technology acquired. A cold feeling grew in Jisoo's stomach. You're not just testing us, are you? You're looking for something. Subin's skin darkened. Return to your quarters, human. Jisoo didn't move. What happens to planets that fail your tests? Subin said nothing, but Jisoo saw images flash across a nearby screen. Planets with damaged cities, broken technology. Her heart beat faster. You take things from them, she whispered. You steal their best technology and leave them broken. That is enough. Subin's voice lost its musical quality. Return to your room now. Jisoo backed away, then turned and ran. Back in her room, she tried to make sense of what she had seen. The Na'vi weren't part of any galactic council. They were thieves, taking technology from every world they visited. She had to tell the others, but would they believe her? Taeho had just started to treat her with some respect. If she made wild claims about the Na'vi being thieves, he might turn against her again. Still, she had to try. In the morning, she found the other students in the mealroom. I need to tell you something, she said quietly, about the Na'vi, about what they really want. Before she could continue, Taeho stood up. I need to talk to you, he said. Alone. Jisoo followed him to a quiet corner. I saw you last night, he said, sneaking around the ship. Jisoo's eyes widened. You followed me. I couldn't sleep. I saw you leave your room. What were you doing? I found something, Taeho. The Na'vi aren't testing us to join some council. They're looking for technology to steal. They've done it to other planets. Taeho's face hardened. Do you know how crazy that sounds? I know what I saw. No, he cut her off. I know what's happening. You're jealous. You had your moment in the spotlight, but it's ending. Now you want to make up wild stories to stay important. That's not true. Isn't it? The poor farm girl finally got some attention, and now she can't let it go. Taeho shook his head. I was starting to respect you, Jisoo. Now I see you're just desperate for attention. He walked away, leaving Jisoo standing alone. That afternoon, as Jisoo entered the test chamber for her next trial, 2 Na'vi guards stepped in front of her. You will come with us, one said. They led her to a small room where Subin waited with Taeho. This human has informed us of your behavior, Subin said to Jisoo. He says you plan to sabotage the tests because you are jealous of the others. Jisoo looked at Taeho in shock. His face showed no emotion. That's not true, Jisoo said. He says you invented wild stories about us stealing from planets. Subin's skin rippled with dark colors. You have violated our trust. You will be confined to quarters until we return to Earth. As the guards led her away, Jisoo caught Taeho's eye. He looked away quickly, but not before she saw something in his face. Not triumph, not anger. Fear. Jisoo sat in her small room for hours. The door was locked. The ship hummed around her. She had to get out. She had to warn Earth about the Na'vi. She looked at the door lock. It was a simple panel with strange symbols. Jisoo touched it lightly. Like before, images flashed in her mind. Her fingers moved across the panel in a pattern she somehow knew. The door slid open. Jisoo stepped into the empty hall. She had to find proof of what the Na'vi were doing. Then maybe the others would believe her. She moved quietly through the ship. Doors opened for her before she touched them. Just like before, it was as if the ship knew her, as if it wanted to help her. Jisoo found her way to a part of the ship she hadn't seen before. The walls here were different, more curved, less metal, and more like living stone. The ship felt older here. A large door stood at the end of a long hall. It didn't open as she approached. Jisoo placed her hand on its surface. It felt warm. Suddenly, the door glowed with bright light and slid open. Inside was a round room filled with strange objects. They floated in beams of light. Each object looked old and worn, Labels in Navi writing hovered beside them. Jisoo walked slowly around the room. These weren't just any objects. They were technology, pieces of engines, power sources, weapons, each from a different world, according to the labels. In the center of the room was something that made Jisoo stop and stare, a device floating in a bright beam. It looked familiar, so familiar that her heart beat faster. It matched drawings she had seen in old books from her farming colony, drawings of sky people who had visited Earth long ago. The elders called them stories, but the drawings had been passed down for generations. There was no label beside this object. Jisoo reached out and touched the light beam. The beam vanished, and the device fell gently into her hands. It was warm and light. Symbols covered its surface, the same symbols she had seen in her dreams as a child, the same patterns that she somehow knew how to read. "This is human," she whispered, "from Earth, but it's thousands of years old." "Yes," said a voice behind her, "from Earth, before your people forgot." Jisoo turned to see Subin standing in the doorway. "How did you escape your room?" The alien asked. "How did you open this door?" "Only Navi can open it." Jisoo held the device tightly. "What is this place?" "Our trophy room," Subin said. "The best findings from each world we visit." "And this?" Jisoo held up the device. "You took this from Earth before." Subin's skin rippled with dark colors. "We found it on your world 5,000 years ago. We have searched for more ever since." "Why?" "Because it should not exist. Your people were simple then, living in small groups, using stone tools. Yet we found this, a device more advanced than anything we had seen, a technology we still cannot copy." Jisoo looked at the device. Somehow, she knew how it worked. Images filled her mind. How to activate it, how to use it. It was a key to something greater. "We have watched your world for millennia," Subin continued, "waiting for your people to make more, waiting to learn your secret. But you never did. You forgot. So now we will take what we can, as we always do." "You mean steal," Jisoo said. "We take what lesser species cannot properly use." Jisoo felt anger growing inside her. "We are not lesser. And this," she held up the device, "belongs to my people." Subin stepped closer. "Give that to me, human." "No." The device began to glow in Jisoo's hands. The ship around them hummed louder. Lights flickered in the halls. "What are you doing?" Subin's voice held fear now. Jisoo wasn't sure. The device was warming in her hands. Symbols on its surface began to glow with the same light as the patterns in her dreams. "I think," Jisoo said slowly, "it remembers me." The ancient device glowed brighter in Jisoo's hands. The light spread up her arms like flowing water. She felt warm, but not scared. Subin stepped back. "Stop that. You don't know what you're doing." But Jisoo did know. Somehow, she knew exactly what to do. Her fingers found hidden spots on the device. She pressed them in a pattern that came to her mind like an old song. The device opened like a flower. Inside was a small crystal that shone with pure white light. Suddenly, the ship's alarms began to sound. "What have you done?" Subin's skin flashed with fear colors. The door burst open. Guards rushed in. Behind them came Commander Kang and the other Earth students. They all stopped and stared at Jisoo glowing with strange light. "Jisoo?" Taho's voice was small with shock. "What's happening?" Subin turned to the guards. "Take the device from her." The guards moved forward, but stopped when the light around Jisoo grew even brighter. "No one will take this from me," Jisoo said. Her voice sounded different, stronger, deeper. "It belongs to my people. It always has." Taho stepped past the guards. "Subin told us you were causing trouble, said you were jealous and making up lies." "I found the truth, Taho." Jisoo held up the glowing device. "The Navy aren't testing us to join any council. They travel to worlds, take their best technology, and leave them broken. She lies, Su Bin said. Do I? Jisoo turned to a wall panel. The light from her hands touched it, and suddenly the wall became a screen. It showed images of planets, records of Navi visits. It showed worlds full of cities before Navi ships came, then the same worlds after, damage, with missing technology. This is what they do, Jisoo said. And they came to Earth before, thousands of years ago. They found technology they didn't understand and took it. The other students looked at the images with horror. Is this true? Commander Kang asked Subin. The alien's skin darkened. We take what lesser beings cannot properly use. It is our right. And what gives you that right? Jisoo asked. Subin had no answer. Jisoo turned to her fellow students. There's more. The device they found on Earth. This device. It's something our ancestors made. Something we forgot. That's impossible, Taho said. Humans didn't have advanced technology thousands of years ago. But we did, Jisoo insisted. My farming colony keeps old stories. About a time when humans could build amazing things. About a great disaster that made us forget. The elders called them just stories, but they were real. The crystal in the device pulsed with light. Images appeared in the air around them. Ancient humans building technology beyond even what the Navi had. Technology that worked with nature, not against it. Technology based on connection, not control. This is why the device responds to me, Jisoo said. The knowledge of how to use it was never completely lost. It was passed down, hidden in our blood, in our dreams. My people, the farmers the Academy looks down on, we carried this old memory without knowing it. Subin's skin had turned almost black with fear. How are you controlling our ship's systems? This should not be possible. Jisoo looked at the alien with sad eyes. Because your ship was built using pieces of our ancient technology. Technology you took but never fully understood. She turned to the other humans. The Navi built their society by taking from others. But the greatest technology they ever found came from us. From ancient humans who knew things we've forgotten. The ship's lights flickered again. The crystal in the device pulsed faster. What are you going to do? Taho asked. Jisoo looked at him, then at all the others. I'm going to remember, she said. For all of us. The light from the crystal suddenly expanded, filling the room with blinding brightness. When it faded, Jisoo stood transformed. Her eyes glowed with the same light as the crystal. Knowledge from thousands of years ago flowed through her mind. She looked at Subin with ancient wisdom in her eyes. Now, she said, I will show you what humans can truly do. Jisoo stood in the center of the room, glowing with bright light. The ancient device floated in front of her. No one dared to move. You should not have this power, Subin said, backing away. This is not possible. You never understood our technology, Jisoo said. Her voice sounded both young and old at the same time. You found pieces and took them, but you never knew their true purpose. Jisoo raised her hands. The walls of the ship around them seemed to pulse with light. Patterns appeared on every surface, the same patterns Jisoo had seen in her dreams since she was a child. What are you doing to our ship? Subin demanded. I'm waking it up, Jisoo said. This ship was built using our technology, but you use it wrong. It was never meant to separate and control. It was meant to connect. She closed her eyes. The crystal pulsed brighter. Suddenly, the walls that divided rooms began to fade. Throughout the ship, barriers became clear like glass, then disappeared completely. Taho stepped forward. Jisoo, what's happening? I can see the whole ship now, she said without opening her eyes. I can see all the Navi. They're divided into groups that never mix. Leaders, workers, scientists, all kept apart. That's not how our technology was meant to be used. Subin's skin flashed with panic colors. Stop this at once. Jisoo opened her eyes and looked at the alien with sadness. Your people have been using our technology to build walls, but it was made to remove them. She lifted the device higher. The crystal's light spread throughout the ship in waves. The humans could feel it pass through them, warm and gentle. Over the ship's speakers, they heard sounds of confusion. Navi voices called out in surprise and wonder. "What did you do to them?" Commander Kang asked. "I connected them," Jisoo said. For the first time in their history, all Navi can feel each other's thoughts and emotions. No more secrets, no more separation. On screens around the room, they could see Navi throughout the ship stopping their work. Some fell to their knees. Others reached out to touch each other in wonder. "This is what our ancestors built," Jisoo explained. "Technology that unites minds and hearts. The Navy took it and twisted it to divide and control." Subin had fallen to the floor. The alien skin flowed with colors no one had seen before. "So much pain," Subin whispered. "So much loneliness. We never knew." Jisoo knelt beside the alien captain. "Your people have been apart for too long. You forgot how to truly connect." Taiho watched with wide eyes. Is this real? Did humans really have this kind of technology thousands of years ago? "Yes," Jisoo said. "After the great disaster, maybe a war, maybe something from space. Most humans forgot. But some kept small pieces of the knowledge. It was passed down in our blood, in our dreams. In farming colonies," Han said with new understanding. "Places where the same families lived for thousands of years." Jisoo nodded. "Places the Space Academy looks down on." Taiho looked ashamed. "We were wrong about you, about your people." Around them, the ship continued to change. Walls reappeared, but now they were clear like glass. The Navy could see each other across the ship. "I've changed the ship to match what it should be," Jisoo explained. "Now the Navy can see each other, know each other. No more secrets." Subin slowly stood up. The alien skin had settled into a new pattern, calm blues and greens. "We have been wrong," Subin said. "For thousands of years, we have been wrong." Jisoo held out the ancient device to Subin. "This belongs to humans, but we will share its knowledge." That is what our ancestors would have wanted. Subin did not take the device. Instead, to everyone's shock, the alien captain slowly bent down on one knee before Jisoo. "We have much to learn," Subin said. "Will you teach us?" One by one, the other Navi in the room knelt before the farm girl from Earth. 3 days later, the shuttle returned to Earth. News of the alien ship had spread worldwide. Crowds of people waited at the Space Academy landing pad. Officials, teachers, students, and news reporters all pushed to get closer. Admiral Park stood at the front with other military leaders. "What do you think happened up there?" she asked Professor Kim. "I don't know," he answered, "but I always knew Jisoo was special." The shuttle doors opened slowly. Commander Kang stepped out first. His face looked calm but changed somehow. "Admiral," he said with a formal bow, "I present the Earth delegation, successful in their mission." One by one, the students walked out. Han, Da, Jun, and Mina. They all looked different, more serious, more grown up. Then came Taiho. The crowd murmured in surprise. The Admiral's son, always so proud, now walked with his head slightly bowed. His face showed new wisdom in his eyes. "Where is the farm girl?" someone in the crowd asked loudly. Taiho turned and held out his hand toward the shuttle door. Jisoo stepped into the sunlight. The crowd went silent. She looked the same but different. She stood straighter. Her eyes held a calm power. The light that had filled her on the ship was gone, but something of it remained in how she moved, how she looked at the world. "What happened up there?" Admiral Park demanded. "Report immediately." Taiho stepped forward. "Sir, I present Jisoo, who saved not only Earth but the Navy as well." The Admiral looked confused. "The farm girl. What are you talking about, son?" Before Taiho could answer, Jisoo stepped forward. "The Navy came to test us, but they were really looking for something else," she said. Her voice was clear and strong, not shy anymore. They wanted technology they found on Earth thousands of years ago. Technology our ancestors built. She told the crowd everything. About the ancient human civilization, about the disaster that made people forget, about how some knowledge survived in places like her farming colony. The Na'vi have been taking technology from worlds across the galaxy, she explained. But what they found on Earth long ago was special. They couldn't understand it because it was based on connection, not control. Admiral Park looked skeptical. And you expect us to believe this? Jisoo smiled gently. Look up. Everyone turned their eyes to the sky. The Na'vi ship had changed. It now glowed with soft light in beautiful patterns. As they watched, parts of it became clear like glass, showing the Na'vi inside. They've asked permission to stay in orbit, Jisoo said. Not to take from us, but to learn with us, to help us remember what we once knew. And who gave you the authority to make such decisions? Admiral Park demanded. Taiho stepped forward. Sir, the Na'vi recognized Jisoo as Earth's representative, not because of rank or family name, but because she understood what even they had forgotten. Jisoo looked at her fellow students. We need to change how we see each other. The Space Academy looks down on farming colonies, but they kept alive the memory of what humans once could do. She turned to face the Academy students who had once mocked her. The future isn't about who has power over others. It's about who can bring people together. Slowly, Professor Kim bowed his head to Jisoo. Then other teachers did the same. Even Admiral Park, after a moment's hesitation, gave a small bow of respect. Taiho was the first to kneel completely. You were right. We should have listened to you from the start. Jisoo reached out her hand and helped him up. Then listen now. We have much to learn, together. That night, Jisoo stood on the academy roof, looking up at the Na'vi ship glowing in the dark sky. It was no longer a threat but a promise, a bridge to both humanity's forgotten past and its possible future. The girl they had mocked had not made them kneel to feel powerful. She had helped them all rise together, as equals, to reach for the stars.